Good morning.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Misfits and Gravy podcast. I am your boy, TMak, aka Machine Gun Belly.
And I'm your boy, Meta World Thief, aka Meta World Breakfast.
Pow pow. What's up, Meta? How are you, baby?
Chillin', dude, chillin'.
You have a fantastic weekend?
It was pretty aggressively decent, you know?
Nice, nice. I woke up, I see nothing but rain this morning. It's a little cold outside, so I immediately thought of The Office. What's her name? Where she goes, when it's cold, I'd like to just curl up and read a good book. That
Is
reminded me of.
this a Pam Pan situation?
A Pam situation. It's exactly what it is. But nah, I had a pretty good weekend myself, so no complaints. But it's Monday, back at it again, and another weekend to justify, another week to justify your existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and yesterday we did a podcast during the beginning of the Patriots game. How'd that game end up?
I couldn't have got drunk enough for that game. It's just, bro, last throw of the game, they don't even hit the end zone. Don't even get me going. It's just unbelievable. They lose. Last play, Camden throws the ball, caught at the 10-yard line. That's great. It's the end of the game. Nobody hit the end zone. Not one person. Everybody stacked up at the 10. So he catches the ball to 10, and that's it. Like, okay, thanks.
Yak.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more aggressively upset as the season goes along, but this is how everybody else has probably felt for quite a while. But it is what it is, you know. What are you gonna do? Can't win them all.
Maybe become a Buccaneers fan.
That's a number two. It's number two. Vikes are my number two team, but maybe I could adopt the Bucks as number three. I think I need a Bucks fan to actually like approve me, to be stamped and approved. You know what I mean?
I don't think anyone should be allowed to be a Bucks fan, Browns fan, or Bengals fan.
I heard you love the Browns.
The the all right, you got me there.
One time I went to Cleveland, I met the Browns. It's nice.
Did you ever meet the Mets? Meet
Ain't the
the
Mets.
Mets.
Mr. Met. Mr. Met's still around.
I mean, I don't think like as a live representative. I think he's in a nursing home somewhere. Like they still claim him.
Is there a Mrs. Met?
Not to my knowledge.
See that?
But
Somebody's got
it's
to look into that.
2020. Mr. Met might be Mrs. Met these days.
That's true. That's very true. I hadn't thought about that. That's a very good point. What's the weather looking like this week?
The
I,
weather's
I, have,
looking like Krizat for
I have
today.
a feeling it ain't going to get better from where I'm at right now.
Sure ain't. High of 59 in Boston, which it currently is, and it will head down to about 30 overnight. High of 54 in New York, which it currently is, heading down to about 30 overnight as well. Rainy, soggy, not uplifting. But that's okay, folks. Put on your boots, your Sperry's, and wait in the water.
Put on your booties. It's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside. It seems like this year people are skipping right to Christmas. Like this is going to be a big Christmas. You can tell. Like some don't feel as big, but this one people are like ready to work right through Thanksgiving to get to Christmas. So it's going to be a banger this year. It seems.
You know what I will say? Any PlayStation, Xbox release Christmas is a big Christmas.
Oh, that's a good point. What is the new one? The X?
I don't know. I think there are multiple versions of the Xbox, and then there's the PS5.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So that's interesting. I don't know. What are the new capabilities? Do you have any lowdowns on this?
No, not at all.
Because I'd be
I'm
curious to
just
know.
gonna
Like,
play PS5.
yeah, like I guess, but how far can you push like the technology? It'd be interesting to see what PS5 has.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting there. PS4 is already pretty official. PS5 is probably gonna look redonk.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the upgrades are. Like, I guess it's UHUD, but HDR and UHUD look pretty similar now.
I don't know what any of that stuff means.
Oh, word, okay. It's just a difference in technology. The first time I saw 4K, I was in Japan and my mind was blown. It was like 3 years before it came to America. I remember standing in front of this aisle, just looking at it like this looks real and official as hell.
I remember when I first saw 4K, I didn't like it.
How come?
It gives you a weird perspective when you're looking at a movie and it changes your depth perception in the room in live
Interesting.
action.
Is that the word for it? Because I recognize what you're saying. I describe it as it's not choppy. It almost is fluid. It's hard to describe, but what you're describing is pretty right on.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, everyone gets a 4K TV, spend thousands of hours watching it. Eventually, you get used to it, but at first, a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's like things move in a slow way. I especially notice it on a show like Narcos, that first season on Netflix. You can really see it. Things are just like fluid as opposed to it feeling like you're watching a movie where there's scenes, if that makes sense.
Narcos took place in Colombia, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. That show Narcos they did.
You sure it's not just the conversion rate?
I wish I got this.
That is a money joke.
Okay, that explains why I didn't get it. All right, I don't have what's the wedding singer? I don't have money. I'd like to have more money, and that's where you come in, sir.
That's true.
He's interviewing at the bank.
Last week we had a great week with the stock market. It kind of dipped back down a little bit Friday, but I'm looking forward to it again this week. People look optimistic ahead of a Joe Biden presidency and a vaccine coming out.
So that's making things go up.
Correct.
That's
Stability is always good for the market.
Isn't instability good for the market too? Just for certain people, or
I mean, if you're rich and you're looking to buy stuff, yeah, sure.
nice. What if you're a guy and your name is Rich? Where does that go from there?
Well, then you probably have trauma from being Macaulay Culkin growing up because your name's probably Richie Rich.
Oh, there you go. Macaulay Culkin didn't play Richie Rich. Did he? Did he did with the dog and the dollar sign? Wow,
Come
you're
on, guy.
taking me back. You're taking me back. His parents got straight. That was
Taking me
actually.
back.
Did you know that they bumped in the dude from Castaway while they were out there? Little known fact.
Wilson?
They bumped into Wilson while they were out there. It's a
Yeah.
crossover. Richie Rich's parents in Castaway.
Oh, okay.
If you were on Castaway and you could only have three movies, what movies would you choose?
Castaway, Castaway, and Castaway.
I'd watch Castaway while I was out there. It'd be a real cool experience. Castaway plus the bonus features plus that's good. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
You could pick all like weather related movies. Go with like the Perfect Storm,
Maybe a snow
Castaway.
movie to cool you down on those hot days. Snow
That's a good
Dogs.
Snow, Snow Dogs. Like Cuba Gooding Jr. Is there a Cuba Gooding? Is that his dad?
I believe so. His brother's Omar Gooding, one of the stars of Smart Guy, starring Taj Mowry, brother of Tia and Tamara Mowry, stars of Sister Sister.
Really? I don't think I know that. Is that what was his name in that? Roger. Go home, Roger. Was that Roger?
No, that's Marcus Houston, who
He
has
was
his
in
own big
B2K,
career.
right?
No, Immature, which later became IMX,
IMX.
the original B2K.
Ah, okay. I remember B2K and all their cool dance
I
moves. So they
think he
broke up
did
early.
have a big song with B2K though.
Hmm. Maybe, I think I'm confusing him with Marquis Houston. Marquess.
I
Is
don't
that how
know.
you say that?
Yeah,
Marquis Houston?
same Marcus. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, it's Marcus?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you were.
No, I'm being
Uh,
genuine. I thought it was Marquis Houston. He spells it with a Q, so it's confusing, but it's Marcus.
yeah, that's him. Same dude.
I don't, that's interesting. I wonder how many dudes I've accidentally called Marquess before that were Marcus. I didn't get it with the Q.
I could see Marquise because he spells it like Marquise.
Yeah, I guess I just think of like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't get that before.
It's
Well,
because you don't know enough black people. That's okay. It's not your fault. That's why we're here.
this is like the time I thought that I was woke and I was talking to the polyamorous girl at work and I called her Polyuramus. This is like that
Mm.
time all over again. I thought
Yep.
that was the right term until I was corrected.
Is that like two Rick Moranis's?
They just arrested the guy that punched Rick Moranis, right?
I heard.
Rick
That's
Moranis comes back out of hiding for like a day and gets punched in the face.
yeah, that's what happens.
One commercial, punched in the face.
Under pressure.
Ours goes ding 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 ding. Theirs goes ding 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 ding. They're different. They're not the same.
One of the all-time movie lines is in "That's My Boy," where someone asked Vanilla Ice if like what happened to his money, and they ask him about that song. He's like, "Man, they played that song. I owe 40% to Suge Knight. I owe 60% to Warner Brothers. They play that. I owe money."
They play that IO money. That's definitely probably true, right?
I mean, not all that, like as far as owing money, but yeah, that's crazy. The concept of, people think you get paid every time your song plays on the radio. He's like, man, I owe money.
Suge Knight.
Oh, oh, Shug. That's the most ironic name for a criminal, right? That's up there.
Sugar, yes. Oh, a little Suge Knight. A little Sugar Knight. Yeah, it sounds like a bear.
Shug.
Can I give you a Suge? What up, sugar? What up, sugar? Oh, Grandma Suge makes the best pie.
The best pie.
The best pie.
Bean pies. You ever have a bean pie?
I have not. I know you're a big fan of the hair pie, but I don't know if I've heard of the bean pie.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. To my
Mm,
knowledge.
it's a pie made of beans. Not
Really?
great. Not great.
Is it real? Is that something they eat in England? Tell me about this.
Nah, I think they eat that in New England, actually. I think that's like a pilgrim type thing.
A bean pie. That surprised me. I don't know if I've heard of that, but I haven't bumped into too many pilgrims up here, I gotta say.
And definitely in the South. They eat that in the South. Aren't you from the
Really?
land? Don't you live on Plymouth Rock?
I
Didn't you
do
land on
actually.
Plymouth Rock?
Little known story. Yes, that's true. I do live on Plymouth Rock. I could see Fenway Park from my house.
He lives on Plymouth Rock, but he was thinking about trading it in for a Ford.
Remember when God drove Adam and Eve out of the garden with his fury? That one loosely connects.
Uh, Furiosa, Mad Max.
If I was thinking Fury, yeah, Plymouth Fury.
Oh, that's a car.
Yes.
Ah, that explains it all.
We tried. We,
I'm,
we, got,
I'm
we,
very
got,
with
we
you,
got
bro.
there. We got there the long way.
Nick
Speaking of
Fury.
long way, remember that time I went to your barbecue and you ate hot dogs the long way? I'd never seen that before.
Yes, and I also remember the time I saw you suck dick the long way at my barbecue. Same
By the
barbecue,
way,
one lifetime.
I meant corn on the cob, by the way, so that's my apologies. But thank you for not criticizing me and going with that. I meant corn on the cob the long way. It was odd. I'd never seen that before.
That's like how Garfield eats the fish, and then he just pulls out the skeleton.
That's exactly what it's like. Yes. Quite good. Quite good. So, what are your plans for this week? What are you up to? What's your week look like?
Well, it's looking like I'm gonna hang out with a buddy today. Might even hang out with another buddy tomorrow.
What are y'all up to? Anything fun?
Today is gonna be a music thing, and then tomorrow is gonna be me going shopping with a pal down at a computer store. That's the word
Ooh,
we'll go with.
you building a new PC?
I'm not. I'm advising, and motherfuckers just there it goes.
Oh, oh. Ring,
Peeps, peeps are just out here looking to you know, not be
ring,
alone.
ring. Yes, that's the net. This is the network.
Canceled.
Canceled, cancel culture. Yeah. No, I find that interesting because I know very little about it, and my wife wants to build a PC, so she's kind of overtaken me in the techie area there. She's also on Twitch, so she plays a lot of video games now. So it's interesting that she's a little more proficient in that stuff than I am, but they look cool when they're all clear and you can see all the cool little lights. I like that.
As soon as everything clears up with the pandemic, and there's a bit more certainty in the job market, I want to get a separate PC laptop just to run the podcast.
Well, that's a good idea, right? That makes
Uh,
sense. No surprises. One PC, one purpose. Run all your brand business stuff. Your network. You're running an entire network.
Yep.
It's a
Yep.
lot of
And
work.
then we could do we could take calls.
We could. I was just thinking this. We could call it the pandemic.
It's
This
definitely a
whole Pam,
pan situation.
this whole pandemic situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's a
That sounds
rough
like a
one.
good sounds like a good stripper name. Come to the stage, pandemic.
Sounds like the worst stripper name.
I thought of a good one yesterday. My wife stole from me. Bertha Christ. I like that one. What's up, it's me,
Uh,
Bertha. Bertha Christ.
I heard she's real passionate about her job.
she's real. She's real passionate. She's really got it nailed in. Yeah, she's really.
She's got this whole thing nailed down. Yeah, you're right.
She's got this whole thing nailed down. Thank you. Thank you. That was it. She's got this whole thing nailed down. Yeah.
It's a miracle we found her, man.
It's the crossroads of greatness. Yes.
Stay
Yeah.
hydrated, drink your water and wine.
Water and wine. Hilarious. That's pretty
I
funny.
think honestly, our best riffing has always been religious jokes because we spent so much time growing up in the
So
church.
so specific. It's like this little specific thing. There's like one person out there who like pops every time these jokes come up. They're like, yes,
Yeah.
my favorite part.
Yeah, it's like when I talk about I do this not because I want to, but because you need me to, whether it's 40 days or 40 nights or 40 years through the desert.
You ever
That's
see
some high level Christian
it
jargon.
is. I think people miss that. But speaking of, have you ever seen the GPS directions? Like the walking directions? It takes like 2 days.
What?
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
So where he walked, or they walked in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights.
Oh, someone did that? Oh,
somebody went
jeez.
somebody went on like Google Maps and was like, "Wow, I guess he has a terrible sense of directions. It's like literally you could drive it in 2 hours."
Listen, I'm no Christian, and I'm not here trying to proselytize anyone, but he was fighting off talking snakes. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
He was high talking of burning bushes. I got you.
Burning bushes.
This bush is burning, and all of a sudden it's talking to me. No, that's not a weed plant at all. Why do you ask?
It's an acacia tree causing hallucinations.
A,
Look into it.
a what tree?
Acacia?
Okay, I don't know if I've heard of that before. Interesting.
Yeah, look into it. Apparently, when burnt, it has a similar effect to DMT.
I figured he was just a stoner. He was burning the tree, and it was a pot plant. That was my assumption, but very interesting.
There you go. And then when Ezekiel saw the wheel, some people think it was UFOs. I don't know. It's only
Ooh.
8:53 in the morning. I'm not sure if anyone wants to hear that nonsense. Do you want to hear it?
Leviathan could have been a dinosaur. All right, we can move along.
I always like that name, Leviathan.
Leviathan.
It
It
just
is a
rolls
dope
off the
name.
tongue.
It makes you sound cool, doesn't it? Like there's no wimpy guy named Leviathan.
Also, you could just use that in lieu of other words. So, have you heard of the Leviathan effect? Or, dude, I was driving on the road and my car broke down. I pulled over, popped the hood. Yo, the Leviathan was broken. I need a new driver's side Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yo, let me ask you something. Cornflakes, how much Leviathan per serving?
A question, yeah. How many Leviathans per serving? You could it's got aspartame and Leviathan.
Bro, I heard you tore your Leviathan last week. How do you feel?
You came down with a case of Leviathan.
Bro, that's it. My goal this week is to slip Leviathan into as many conversations as possible.
You should see how many you can get it into. You got to say it quick and kind of having it in a manner that makes sense and slip it in. See if anybody notices.
Yeah, no, I could probably drop it like 5 times this morning to my girl, and she wouldn't even notice. I'm gonna start with my Leviathan is so sore. I think I slept funny.
Yeah, you got to do it quick. You got to be like, oh, Leviathan's killing me. I don't know what is going on. I must have slept,
I could put on a
Leviathan.
movie. She'd be like, "What is this, Leviathan?" And then just walk out.
It's Leviathan. You ever try to really, really convince somebody of that? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I was hanging out with some friends and we are making some jokes and just screwing around. And both of us at the same time decided that we should screw with the other guy. So he made like a joke that didn't make any sense, and we all laughed hysterically. And then just kept saying that the punchline was Polish trucks. We're like, you don't get it, Polish trucks, and they were like, no, I. And that just carried on for like a solid 10 minutes of just repeating the same thing. Polish trucks, like slower and slower. So you can do that with Leviathan. Like you don't get it, Leviathan. Think
Oh
about it.
yeah, that's perfect. That's yeah.
Think about it, Leviathan.
Yeah,
Think
let's
about
gaslight our friends and family. That sounds
it.
awesome.
They do it to us, man.
Yeah, that's true. What do you
It's
mean, you
like
people?
you. What do you mean, you people? It is of no shock and of no consequence. People are quite odd, but yeah, gaslight's an interesting term. I hadn't heard of that till somewhat recently, but it's a pretty open ended term. You do see it happen a lot, but it's a lot based on perspective. You know.
No. Recently, I don't know what happened. Sometime about 3 years ago, the internet found out that gaslighting was a word and a thing. And now people accuse people of doing it all the time, and it's lost all meaning.
So it had been prior.
I mean, it was a thing, but like it wasn't as
Callum
ubiquitous
prior.
as it is now. Oh, that's hilarious. Shouts to Callum Pryor, our boy.
Um, yeah, no, I hadn't heard of it until I told you I follow some people that are somewhat crazy online. Like when they people that comment on newspaper articles and stuff saying they're God and they're Jesus or whatever. I usually follow those people, and one of them was talking about it. It was the first time I'd ever heard of the term, but she was being thrown out of her apartment on the eclipse, and she was very insistent that everybody was gaslighting her because there was a very big significance. So she, would like record these things. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting, but first time I'd heard the term.
So for those of you at home unfamiliar, the term gaslighting means um, behaving in a manner as to which to undermine someone else's sanity or their perception of what reality is. So
Oh, it's even a better
basically,
term than I thought. Huh.
yeah, basically, the most common example of the use of the word is someone, I guess, in, let's call it, an emotionally abusive relationship being gaslighted by their significant other into submission, which is absolutely a phenomenon that happens. But I feel like it's getting to the point where people use it where if you disagree with someone, they'll say you're gaslighting them. It's like, no, I'm not trying to brainwash you into thinking what I think. I think what I think, you think what you think, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those buzzwords that it's a completely legitimate thing, and then
Yep.
people get caught onto it. It's like I'm being gaslighted. It's like how exactly? Like it doesn't mean being lied to. Like you said, it doesn't mean a lot of things. It's very specific and relationship specific, but certainly does exist. That's correct.
I also think about it as like, you ever heard the saying, if you can't simply explain it to someone, then you don't understand it yourself?
Uh, yes, I have.
Okay, so that's like gaslighting. I don't know too many people who can actually explain what it is. Most people start with a, uh, well, it's like
You know what I say to those people?
Leviathan.
I say Leviathan. No, I close my eyes and I go. I go, all right. They go, if you can't explain it, you don't understand it. I go, great, let's try it. I close my eyes and I go, so tell me about the color blue.
It is
You're pretty sure we
the
all.
color blue is the feeling that you get when you're walking out in the cold and you inhale deeply and the cold air hits your brain and you get brain freeze. That is the color blue.
Okay, I'll accept that as an answer. But I think that goes against the idea that if you can't explain something, you don't understand it. There are a million things you don't understand that you mean you understand that you can't really explain. It's a
I get
part
what
part
you're
of life.
saying. I get what you're saying. I think you're being semantic though, because now, like, I don't mean everything ever. I mean just kind of things that are explainable, like stuff that's in the dictionary.
Nice to meet you, Sam. Semantic.
Hmm. I feel like Sam Antic. Oh no, Sam Amick is a sports writer.
So, that's gonna be my new that's gonna be my new comedy name. I like that.
Sam Antic, I like it.
Dun-dun-dun-dun, it's semantic.
And also it's Antich. Yeah, now you're Spanish.
Do you think you think if I went by semantic and I didn't tell anybody the gimmick, but just started doing podcasts
Who would
and
notice?
just getting into semantics with people, you think eventually people would get it with the name, or
I
people
think
would be
eventually
confused?
someone would kill you.
If you just kept calling them podcasts.
Like if
And,
that's your whole shtick is just semantics, like someone
yeah,
would kill you.
that's what I'm saying. That'd be hilarious for somebody who's like, "Oh, I get it, semantic. This is what he does. I get it now. This is good."
I don't know, man. It's a numbers game. You get in front of enough listeners and somebody will get it.
It'd be hysterical if somebody got it. But yeah, just go on the podcast. Like, good morning.
Bro, you know what?
Technically, it's afternoon here. But, anyways, yeah, how are you? You know what I mean? Like, just get
Yeah.
everything.
You know what kind of commitment that takes? Like I'm gonna change my whole life for like a throwaway bit.
on your on
I
your
changed my
deathbed,
government
somebody
name.
gets it. You're like, yes.
Dude, I didn't get inheritance because I changed my name. They wouldn't let me collect.
Why wouldn't they let you collect? Well, I mean, I changed my name. It's really semantics. Ah, god dang. It comes back. It got back. This is the
Also,
whole point.
uh, if you change your name to Sam Antic, 100%, your middle name has to be changed to Leviathan.
Love, that's perfect, actually.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say if you had my love and you gave me all your trust. Like, you're going J Lo there.
Well, honestly, if you don't know me by now, you will never, never know me. Woo, woo, woo.
Jenny from O Block. Yo, did you know Michelle Obama grew up in O Block in Chicago?
I don't even know what that means.
O Block's like where all the current rappers are from. It's like the worst piece of Chicago, where all the
Huh.
apartments are, and they actually gate you in to get in
Oh,
or out. You have to be gated with like security. Like there
I
people are
saw
actually
that movie.
gated.
Tyrese was in it, right? What's it called? Silver Towers or something?
You know what? I don't know, but you might be right. Uh, I don't know. Is that accurate?
Yo, I don't remember what it's called, but there was definitely a movie where there was like this drug syndicate that took over these like 5 mega towers in downtown Detroit, and they were the ones keeping cops and stuff in and out.
Yeah. It's very similar. So like almost well, a lot of the rappers that you hear like Little Dirk and all those guys came from O Block. It's like the worst place.
Okay, can
But
you name 3 more rappers?
sure,
Young
you
kids, Lil Durk type.
yeah, Little Dirk, Little Uzi Vert,
Mm.
Young Vaughn, obviously who just passed.
Wasn't it King
FB
Von?
King Von, FBG Duck. I mean, there's a ton of FBG
See, that
crew.
FBG Duck sounds like a gamer. Like he plays Call of Duty Horde.
Now FBG is like the group. So his name was Duck, but he was
Yeah,
FBG Duck because
that's
FBG
his
is like the
clan.
other one.
FBG's his clan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, dude,
They're
honestly,
dying at an alarming rate though, which is pretty crazy.
I was hoping that you would make names up.
Oh, okay. Can we do that again?
No, I mean, sure.
All right, one more. I got this one lined up. Ask it again.
Um, who's your favorite young rapper? Like top 20 under
Yo,
20.
Little Leviathan
Oh,
is so
Lil
hot,
Levi.
bro. Little Levi,
Lil, I heard of him.
Little Leviathan.
He's
Yo,
on he's with DMX Young Tendy, right?
he is, yes. Young Tendy and Little Leviathan are doing an EP.
Nice.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for listening, and I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Remember, justify your existence. Go out there and get it because ain't nobody going to give it to you. And it really sucks that people respect and enjoy the talents of people when they're loved in mass. But there are a lot of people, strangely, around you that are just as talented and just as interesting, and that you can actually talk to and support. So I think we need to move out of that idea, that mindset that it has to be cool to follow somebody or listen to their music or really like something. It doesn't. If you like a band and they have 5 songs out, then that's a band you like. You don't need confirmation from anybody else. So get out of your comfort zone this week, and hopefully we'll be talking to you guys either Friday or Wednesday, right?
Wednesday. Today's Monday.
Today is Monday, and you, we found out recently, have a basketball show with our boy Dakota from the North. Do you want to shout that out?
Yeah, Rec League Heroes every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
So you get a full plate, man. You have Misfits and Gravy here on Mondays,
Wednesdays
Wednesdays
and
and
Fridays.
Fridays. You got rec leagues, you got flapping gums. So you're building on a little network for yourself, man. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. So thank you guys for the support. Meta, anything you want to tell these people before we get out of here?
I want to say, don't justify your existence, justify your thug, and live life like Leviathan would.
Pow pow.
Pow pow. Say bye bye, TMak. Bye bye, TMak.
Bye.